Welcome back. You're watching The Full View. Well, earlier today you heard that convicted child rapist Nicholas Ninow has been handed a life sentence. Mr. Javu Baloyi is the spokesperson for the Commission of Gender Equality. He joins us now for more on the story. A very good evening to you, Mr. Baloyi. Thank you very much for your time. Essentially, firstly, your comment on the life sentence handed down to the now convicted rapist Nicholas Ninow.
Thank you, Shante, and thank you to the viewers at home. The Commission for Gender Equality welcomed the sentencing of Nicholas Ninow. We believe this sentencing, as we approach 16 days of activism, will usher us as a commission and other like-minded institutions to a new era where we do our work with renewed vigor and ensure that, and the activism that is there in order to ensure that we rid society of people like Nicholas Ninow. And we particularly pleased that, Judge was not even moved by the emotions of both the family and whoever testifying the mitigation of the sentence. Such issues of gender-based violence, as the president of the country and gender activists and the Commission for Gender have been crying that, it's very rampant, it's rife in our country, should be dealt with. And we satisfy the Commission for Gender Equality. Today, justice was not heard, but was seen by South Africans that our laws, our judicial system can self-correct and deal decisively with matters of such nature.
Now, Judge Mosopo also further cited that convicted rapist Nicholas Ninow be put onto the sexual offenders list. He made a note of that. What is the importance of actually citing this?
The importance of that, it will help the potential employers in case he happens to be released in later years in his life, that, he cannot be trusted with young kids. You will have had the history of such nature, and also people will be mindful of, his past. And that will work against him, that, most people wouldn't want to be associated with a pervert of such nature, and that will help society a great deal. But then again, Shante, there's a discussion now whether the employers are using the sexual offense register or whether it should be made public or should be kept secret and be known to certain to the employers only. That is a problem. You remember the person who was also responsible for killing Uinene. People were saying, had he been on the sexual offense register, had background check be done on him, something should have been averted. So those are some of the things that, as people, as activists, we need to dialogue and engage whether this register should be open, people should see it, or what will be the consequences of having people known to everyone that, they're on sexual offense register. But by the way, as a Commission for Gender Equality, it is neither there or no here for the register to be there. But what we are grateful and mindful that, we're looking for is that, Nicholas Ninow will spend life behind bars, and then other sentences that, the judge has mentioned, the 5 years, that will run concurrently. And we're particularly pleased with that. And we hope throughout the country, the judges and the magistrate will ensure that there's consistency. The systemic issues that, are there in the justice system will be eradicated, and that the people, offenders and perpetrators of this heinous crime are punished accordingly. There shouldn't be no mercy. A person who have thought of these issues, who raped, it doesn't deserve to be amongst us as people of this country.
Now, this past year, of course, you've cited yourself that it's been quite eventful in creating awareness and standing up against gender-based violence, in which most of the plights this year included strengthening our justice system. Today proved to be otherwise. Is this a step forward?
This is a step forward, Shante, and we're grateful. However, we're still mindful that, we don't have specialized police as it was in the case of Nicholas Ninow. We need to ensure that, our police officers, not only our police officers, our health practitioners are trained in how to deal with gender-based violence cases. Our police stations, the ones in the cold front of, dealing with the cases, should also be capacitated, and everyone should be fair. And we must also ensure that there are rape kits in all police stations, in all health centers in the country. And that can be also a step in the right direction for our country. We do not want to see a situation where, Shante, today we have got Nicholas Ninow, tomorrow there's a case, and there's a case in Limpopo of a girl who was unfortunately lost her life, who was raped by someone who was much older also. That, this person, because there was no evidence or something, we need to make sure sure that the police collect evidence, because the magistrate, as much as we can blame them until cows come home, they work on the evidence. It's not what we can say in the court of the law. It's the evidence that can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. And we wish people can take a lesson out of this case, not even only this case, all the cases where there's gender-based violence. Perpetrators of gender-based violence do not deserve mercy. They should be locked away, and will rejoice seeing that our society is rid of all those criminal elements.
All right, we thank you very much for your time, Mr. Javu Baloyi, a spokesperson of the Commission for Gender Equality, giving us comment, of course, of now convicted rapist Nicholas Ninow and the sentences handed down this afternoon.